here they've just got little dryers and
Hello, I'm MC Toon, the worst rapper in the world. Thank you very much for joining me today. It is the 8,000 subscriber special. I've got a few friends here joining me today. And I'll get into everything here in a bit, but we've got Shebhauser on the top left there. We've got Punchy. How you doing, Punchy?
You intentionally said that so I would talk. This is my voice right now, everyone.
Feel free to laugh. We've got Lee on the bottom left.
hello.
And Ben, his kid Ben. And then we've got Ilya on the bottom right there. How you doing, Ilya?
I'm well. Hello, everybody.
All right. So we are here because Lee's kid, Adam, the younger one, not the one you're seeing the torso of, said, hey, you should have MC Toon do a 7,000 subscriber special. I'm like, okay. So I scheduled it. And then I got 8,000 subscribers because I was on Simon and Dan on Sunday. Had a video on there and I picked up like 1,500 subscribers real quick. So welcome new subscribers. Thank you very much for joining. This is episode 11-11. That's right, 111 is the episode number. And I don't normally say what the number is, but I thought that was fun. And then I did a subscriber special at 5,000. This is 8,000. So I'm going to follow the Fibonacci sequence. Next is 13,000. Then 21, 34, 50. You can figure out the rest. So the 8,000 couldn't happen without 8,000 people that were interested in seeing the dumb stuff I do. So thank you very much to all of those people. Also to subscribers, yes, of course, and the members, patrons, and super chatters. Thank you very much. We just got a super chat from Alyssa for 5 Australian, says, cough medicine for Punchy. Lots of love, people. Congrats on the subs. You deserve a 10x that. Keep it going. Well, thank you very much. So, how are y'all doing, everybody? I got the intro stuff out of the way.
Well, I'm very delighted to be here. Thank you for letting me on.
So, now, regulars will know Punchy and Ilya, but might not recognize Sheb and Lee. And Sheb and Lee helped me out with the 5G stuff. They both have their skills that they've developed over many years.
Yeah.
So we definitely may or may not have been involved in producing some of the documents that fooled Mark Steele. And he totally bought. So there's that. All right. We've got, did I send to, all right. I sent an invite to, so far, Mr. Sensible. A couple others I'll do later, but Mr. Sensible has a limited time at the beginning here. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't think anyone would know who I am. So I'm Ilya Moon.
Hello.
Ilya's been on here before. She was the one that moderated the debate with myself and PhD Tony and Hip Hop Hippie, a thorough destruction of Hip Hop Hippie.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was beautiful.
I do feel for these poor people you take down because, if they can't help it, can they?
Oh, I don't feel sorry for them. I think it's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
But
I did.
I don't.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I
Chip.
find it very hard to feel any sorrow for them. I think they've willingly thrown their hat into the ring. They deserve a good fight, and that's what they got. And long may it continue, because they'll never give up. No matter how many times their arguments are argued against and soundly defeated, for one reason or another, we will be recycling these discussions again and again.
Well, this isn't the first time.
Come on.
This isn't the first time that the new cell phone generation has been said is going to kill everybody. They said it with 3G and 4G, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yep. My parents told me that television was going to hurt my eyes. And before that, you remember? I mean, it's just one in a succession of moral panics based on a misunderstanding of a technology or a media or a cultural change. It happens every single generation.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I remember back when Shakespeare was around. People said if you watch too many Shakespeare plays, you'll go blind.
And they did, didn't they?
Yeah, Punchy's
All
old.
of them.
He's old.
Yeah, I'm older than I look. It's the Canadian healthcare. Keeps me young, except for the voice. Sunny.
But I mean, I think that's a very serious point, though, which is that these moral panics, they didn't develop in a vacuum. They are based on older ideas. They take, for example, the way someone like Kate Shemirani, the toxic nurse, she weaves ideas from Gnostic Christianity, QAnon, the last 20 years of vaccine denial. When you listen to her speak, she's blending maybe sort of 30 different traditions into one crazy cauldron of frothing, boiling madness. And she shouldn't be taken as a lone nutter. She is a priestess of an emerging religious movement. What we're seeing right now, these aren't just dummies. They're dummies who are actually shaping culture for other dummies. This is how religion gets made. Now, and imagine if Mark Steele or Kate Shemirani were to be, bludgeoned to death by the British police by mistake, as they sometimes do. They might be the prophets of a new religion. Like Mark Steele could be the next Jesus. That's something for you to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah, you have people like Kate who are the David Miscaviges of Scientology out here creating and wreaking havoc. So I think that, there isn't enough conversation on people like them. We tend to focus a lot on, flat earth and things like that. But at the same time, I think that it's very important that we also focus on the dangers of some of these other people and their conspiracies.
Right. Yes. I mean, and there's sort of the dangers of the movement as a whole, because it isn't just flat earthers don't live in isolation to 5G deniers. There's a massive spectrum, and they're all part of this sort of esoteric conspiracism movement.
Yeah.
And I think you'd find, I challenge you to find an anti-5Ger who isn't a flat earther, or who is someone who's worried about 5G, who thinks vaccines are perfectly safe. Show me that
there's
person.
always a bit more, isn't there? Yeah.
Right? So yeah, that's the point, is that they may choose to talk about one topic or another topic, but their belief systems are intertwined and they all reinforce each other's ideas. They're on the same adventure together, and they're all building on each other's ideas. And the fact that BBC, when they report on Kate Shemirani, well, they see her as the dangerous nurse who gives bad information about cancer. Well, they don't see all the other things she talks about, or the fact that she regularly appears on YouTube and other streaming things with other conspiracists, and she basically agrees with all of them. And
Right.
They all prop each
No matter
other
how
up.
crazy, yeah? All the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a very dangerous. It's a dangerous place to be, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can interject here, we've been welcome to Mr. Sensible here.
Thank you. Is my sound coming through?
Yeah, it is. And
Cool.
and there we have Chris,
Hey,
Chris
Chris.
Street coming in the bottom there. Mr. Sensible said he could come on briefly at the beginning here. It's maybe getting a little late for him, and his bedtime's coming close.
Definitely. It's a little late when you're getting up a little early in the morning.
So I popped your video to Mage in there. If you want to just tell people
thank you.
quickly what that is, because maybe not everybody knows. They should. But,
Okay. But first of all, I'm going to say big congratulations, MC on 8,000. You bugger, you've overtaken me now.
if you don't know, Mr. Sensible and I are together marching towards 10,000, and it's a
not in a
partnership.
biblical sense. Not in a biblical sense, though.
No.
Can I have a fangirl moment? Because I've never been on a stream with Mr. Sensible, and I just absolutely adore Mr. Sensible.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
I'm gonna blush now.
Remember that time I was on your stream and I passed out?
Wait, were you one of the people who were drinking?
Probably. It was a long time
I had
ago.
a stream where 2 people got drunk and fell asleep.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was me.
Yeah, that was quite a while back. Big congratulations. I was really pleased. Pig sick, but really pleased.
well, we'll hit 10,000 at the same moment, I'm sure.
That would be a cunning plan, wouldn't it?
Yes. Next week. How about that?
That sounds good to me.
Yep.
Mage. Well, to be honest, right now, I'd be surprised if everyone hasn't heard about it, even if they haven't seen a video, because thankfully, so many people have been plastering links to it all over the place. And you know the thanks, Bob meme? Today, I've come across about 6 times. Thanks, Mr. Sensible,
Oh,
which
that's
is
nice.
great. Yeah, it's really pleasing. Mage, it was mission above globe Earth. My idea was we see all these high altitude balloons. If you've had a look at any of them, and the footage is also always using the wide angle lenses. So you've got the curve of the Earth, and as the lens moves up and down, it's bending like this. So you can't tell if it's curved or flat or whatever. So I thought, well, why don't we just send up a narrow angle lens camera? So we haven't got that. And then to doubly prove there's nothing dodgy about it, string a tight line across the middle so you can see it straight and there's no distortion. In fact, we went for 2 tight lines. So we sent up a probe with that camera on, a wide angle lens just so we get good views, and a third camera pointing upwards at the balloon. And the target height was 39 kilometers. We didn't quite make it. We got to just over 32.25 kilometers. We're talking 24 miles high, and we got well pleased. Got some great footage. We got footage of the balloon expanding because Mage 1 failed due to a manufacturing fault with the balloon. We actually made further improvements. We put on sensors for temperature and air pressure. So we have also got graphically shown the gradient for temperature, which is not as most people would expect, and the atmospheric pressure gradients, and it looks beautiful. And
You and I need to chat.
I was what? Sorry.
You and I need to talk. 'Cause I want to do this with my kids' school, have a STEM outreach thing, and we want to do some rocketry, but that's a bit dangerous perhaps. And so they voted to do high altitude balloons.
Well, listen, please email me.
To listen to science and facts to protect Minnesotans.
Sorry, hold on.
Please feel free to email me, and I'll tell you what I know, and might be able to get you in connection with someone who can give you some good advice as well. Okay, but yeah,
we don't trust what you've done. We want to make sure that it's real, yeah. Because
that sounds good to me. But if you're doing that as a project, tonight I released the full footage from launch through to the burst of the balloon through to landing, and the telemetry data is available. So if anyone wants to use that and analyze it in any way, then they're welcome. All you've got to do is email me, and I'll send you a zip file with that. But the best thing about it, the most talked about thing, is the balloon burst, because it looks absolutely stunning. And on the Mage results video, which MC just gave a link to, I play it on a loop and slow motion down to 0.1% or 0.1 speed, whatever, and it is stunning, absolutely stunning. It's worth a look. So yeah, I'm up to that. Contact me, mr-sensible@hotmail.com, and we'll hook up and I'll share some information.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Well, there it is. It's on screen right now for anybody wondering.
What's that? This
is the uncut, I think. Yeah. Oh no, this is your 39-minute video. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's the cut one. Show the burst. That's the best bit.
Let's see. Yep, it's coming up. I love the shape. Yeah, here that you see the shape of the balloon that it used to be, with the talcum powder like just hovering there for just a moment.
I know.
Very cool.
That's so awesome.
I'm watching it on the stream. Must be watching about 30 seconds later because I can't see it on Zoom.
Yeah, there's a bit. Yeah, I'm not sharing it on Zoom.
Oh, right there.
Moment, so yeah.
Right, I've got it now.
And people are wondering about the audio sync. It's a little out of sync. Yep. So.
Yeah, that balloon burst though is absolutely amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, just the talcum powder shaped balloon there, or the balloon shaped talcum powder.
Yeah.
Mr. Serious said he could see his house from there.
Do you know, when I was editing that, I thought, I'm going to use that line. I'm going to put, I can see my house from up here. And then I forgot, didn't I? Is my video flipped again? Is it? It's my camera seems to randomly mirror. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah, you are backwards. It's okay. We can handle it.
How rude.
So, well, anyway, so let's see. It went to ads again. Did you let YouTube place the ads? Because they place like 7,000 ads in the videos now.
Right. YouTube originally placed the ads in that, and they decided to place one right in the middle of the burst. So I moved that one. Okay. It sounds like I need to get rid of some more. In the uncut video, which is out now, of course, I didn't want videos cutting it. So I've got no ads at all in that. But I'll revisit the results video. Probably cut down a number of ads or move them or whatever.
So there is the final. I mean, this is the you know, kind of giving away the plot right there. But there's the curved Earth.
Yeah, we do some. Oh, and hot news. Mr. Walter Bislin contacted me and Q, who's the guy who gave me technical assistance, because he wanted some information about the cameras, which we gave him. And 1 second. Here is Mage.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Sponsored by Bob the Science Guy, Arctic Haze, and Just Shoot Me, parachute rigging. Excellent name. So I gave the figures to Walter, and he has just done an analysis and breakdown and overlaid his calculations over the top of my images, and it fits perfectly. I put links to it in the description of the videos now, and I'll tell you what, that really is worth a look. It's stunning work he's done. It's how he can work this out, I just do not know. But that's really worth a look.
Yeah. I wanted to say, Mr. Sensible, because everyone wants me to talk for some reason. In the side chat, someone told me to tell you that you made at least one Flurf unhappy.
Just one.
Well, someone put a comment in on Nathan Oakley's channel today saying that he has personally spoken to 3 of Nathan's subscribers who have now decided to unsubscribe and leave the flat Earth following that video, which is fantastic news.
Wow.
I've asked for them to get in touch with me so I can chat with them, and if they're happy with it, maybe come on a stream to do a talk. Not to knock them at all about what they have believed, because I mean, hey, if they've left that, then they've looked at evidence, so more credit to them.
We all love a repentance story, don't we?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's more joy in heaven.
Absolutely.
So let's see here. All right. Thank you. All right. So thank you for that, Mr. Sensible. So I'll put the link one more time in there, and so people can enjoy that and share it around.
Thank you.
I had considered if we wanted to call somebody, but we do have a lot of people here, so maybe we can just chat and leave that for a different time.
What, Nathan?
No, somebody else.
Well, he's not doing anything. He hasn't got a Facebook group anymore, apparently.
Oh, yes, Nathan Thompson. Poor Nathan. That video. So I did. So yeah, on Saturday, Nathan Thompson's Facebook group was deleted from Facebook, not because of Flat Earth. It's the other stuff, right? There's tons of Flat Earth on Facebook. That's not what they are censoring. It's things like anti-Semitism and the 17th letter of the alphabet, a non-group, and
P Anon. That'd be Anthony Riley, wouldn't it?
No, it's the next letter, and also like incorrect information about a certain vaccine and nasty virus running around. So that's the kind of stuff that'll get you kicked off, not Flat Earth. They just won't. I don't know if Facebook does it, but YouTube won't like promote Flat Earth stuff. Like, you know, that's their prerogative. So I do have a couple super chats I should probably read here. I already read them. Oh yes, please do.
No.
Get that last one. Get that last one.
I'm doing this for all of you. Schrodinger's cat for $2 says, "Who is MC Toon? Never heard of her." She's hot. She's a hot Schrodinger's cat.
Never heard of her. Love it. So Geza the Masked Reviewer for $4.99 says, "Congratulations, MC Toon." Actually says Mick Toon. I'm not Scottish. Here's to more subscribers in the future. Thank you. P Barnes for $5 says, "Pineapple pizza, bacon, and 5G. Everyone knows the real issues are dealt with here. Congrats on 8,000 MC Toon. Thank you."
That's right. And pineapple does go on pizza.
It does. Yeah. As proven by a survey, which you can't really argue with.
I will shout it from a rooftop that pineapple belongs on pizza. At the top of my lungs.
You won't be shouting anytime soon. So let's see. Oh, Skydiver Tanner, I saw. He does. Oh, Lee does not like pineapple. Ooh, that's puts a stress on our friendship there. Oh,
Sarah, I've got one more question for you, Toon. Someone wants to know if Steele has responded to the trolling.
He has. Well, he's emailed me back. I've emailed him, like, poking at him a little bit, always politely, but like saying things like, "You're gonna love this video," and he doesn't love it anyway. So he has said that I fell into his trap. I don't know how I fell into his trap by feeding him a load of garbage that he then told his people on video that was true. But
he's got you just where he wants you now.
Yes.
Over the top with your hands around his throat.
Apparently, yes.
Short in charge for base 64 code. That's where he's got you.
Yeah. Poor guy. Not at all. He deserves every bit of crap that he gets because he's just lying to people. So
you should have used base 33. That would have really blown his mind.
There's other bases. There's other bases.
All your base belong to us.
Yeah. I used to have that shirt. It wore out.
Well, MC Toon, I wanted to come on and just show you some love, but to be very honest, I am at the stage of my treatment where I have absolutely no energy and I'm exhausted. But I wanted to come and show some love and tell you how proud I am to be your friend how proud I am to stand beside you in this community. You are amazing. You are brilliant. Please keep doing what you do.
Thank you, Ilya.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
Here, here.
And I'm going to go hop off of here now, try to eat some dinner, and I'm going to go to bed. I'm exhausted.
All right, get some rest.
All right, bye.
Good night.
See you, Ilya.
Yeah, I don't plan on staying too much longer either. I came on to basically just say hi and congrats. So I'm probably going to hop off too.
I love your voice is so sweet.
I'll make it fun. Yeah, but it's okay. I get paid time off work. Right? I don't even think I have a job anymore. Honestly, I've been off work so much lately. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off too. Congrats.
All right. Well, thank you.
I'll be back on one day when my voice is working properly again. So.
All right. Excellent. Thank you.
Get well soon.
Yes.
Who needs those guys anyway?
Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read just go through the list of my patrons and channel members in 5 segments, so that there's never any too much in one segment here. So, but thank you very much to these people. Let's see. Here we go. Second best Bob, Amy Hogan, Auntie. Let me back up. I will do my best to pronounce all the names correctly. Apologies if I get it wrong. So I'm not going to apologize for everyone because there's too many that I get wrong. So Auntie, Hervin Sallow, Bauer Hates Everything, Beach 8, Big Daddy Sheep NZ, Brainery, Bram Hangeveld, Buzz Aldrin. Oh no, that's not Buzz Aldrin. Punchy and Christopher Kane. Buzz Aldrin slipped in. That's one of the levels in my subscriber thing. So, all right. Now, Lee, Lee had some interesting things to show. Since we're talking about 5G and gigantic capacitors and antennas with shooty bits, and power supplies. I have a few things here, but Lee had something I think he wanted to really show that was maybe going to be cool.
Yeah. Is now a good time?
Yeah, just before you go, welcome to Planar Walk. And we've got Hugh Jarse also popped in there. So
Hugh Jarse.
that would be the Jarse in the
very nice
bottom corner. That is Hugh.
Greetings and salutations.
All right. Yes. Let's see what you've got, Lee.
Okay. So Mark Steele took apart this piece of street lamp, and it had bits like this in here, and all it is really, it's a device for turning them on and off, and it saves people money. But inside, he did a tear down, where he took it to bits very meticulously and explained to everyone how the whole thing worked. No, he didn't. And inside was a capacitor. And a capacitor is basically it's 2 sheets of metal with a bit of insulation between it, and it stores an electric charge temporarily. But he showed this, and he was quite shocked to find that the one in this street lamp was 450 volts. And he's convinced that this is an anomaly, and that this is storing up some massive charge which should be released in, hopefully, he thinks, MC Toon's direction, and it's going to vaporize him. So Mr. Toon and myself, we purchased one of these devices, one of these weapons, off eBay, because they're such high-tech weapons that you can buy them off eBay, because they're taking them off now because they're a bit old. And we took it to bits, and we found these capacitors. But Mark still believes that these capacitors are not normal components. And he said this in the debate he had on this channel here. So just to prove him wrong, I thought I would find a few bits and pieces that have these very similar devices in. So down here, I have, if I go to the right camera, this is a light bulb. I got it off wish.com because it looked quite good. It was 10 pence. And we break it inside, have a look. there is a capacitor here, and it is, can you see that? How many volts?
That looks like 400 volts.
400 volts. So
we already know that LEDs are weapons, though, don't we?
They are. This can be on the same anomaly. So we won't use that one just in case. So here I have a power supply from a Marantz audio amplifier, and it has a capacitor on here. Can you see that one there?
That's a little harder to see. 400 volts.
400 volts. Okay, so that's 2. This is the power supply from my Mac, which blew up. This is serious stuff. This. Can you see how big this is? This is a big chunky circuit board. This is not normal stuff to have in a computer. How many volts?
450. Oh no.
450 volts. So you might wonder why you have these huge chunky capacitors in everyday circuitry. And the answer is quite simple, because your 240 volts you have in your mains isn't really 240 volts. It's that voltage you get is a root mean squared voltage. And I'll do a little diagram here. I can find it now. Of what root mean square means. This is my kid's drawing book, so it has pictures of TARDISes, and here we are. So when you measure mains voltage, you can measure it in 3 different ways. You can measure it, the peak voltage from 0 volts up to the top, which in the UK would be 120 volts. You can measure it top to bottom there, so peak to peak, which is 240 volts. Or you measure your RMS voltage here. I'll try again, actually. This is 240 volts. This is a bit more because it goes from 0 volts up and 0 volts down to the bottom. But what we actually measure is RMS. It's a root mean squared voltage, and it is about 240 volts on average. Actually, it can be anywhere between 216 volts and 253 volts. But when that voltage goes through a rectifier to convert it from AC to DC, so alternating current to direct current, you actually get the full voltage, which is about 320 volts. But of course, because our voltage could be from 216 to 253, it could be up to 360 volts. So you want to choose a capacitor that can take that voltage. And also, because you don't want your components running maximum or close to the maximum tolerance, you want to choose one which will have a bit of a leeway. So 400 volts it's a good value. 450 volts means you've got lots of tolerance there. So if you have surges and peaks and all sorts of nasty things, then you're going to weather that absolutely fine. But we know, don't we, that you can say all these things, but without evidence, it's just a gob on a stick, talking about things, and who knows if it's true or not. So what I have here is a little power supply. This is a little sort of thing you plug in, and I think it's about 12 volts. It's a supply for some rechargeable lamps I have here somewhere. And what I've done is I plug this into the mains here. Don't try this at home. This is mains voltage. If you touch it, you'll have a really bad day. And we're going to measure the voltage of the output here. So this is about 12 volts. But on the capacitor here, which is how many volts? It's 400 volts. I've tacked on a couple of cables here so we can measure that voltage on this voltmeter here. So I turn it all on. So this is after the rectifier. This is going to be DC. And this is DC here as well. This is the output of the power supply. Let's see how many volts we have coming out of that rectifier on that capacitor. This is the time where it's going to go pop, isn't it now? I'm losing my power.
Now, we don't want to see an electro boom type situation here.
That's the wrong channel. Bye-bye. Go. Okay.
Yeah, so I've got to say bye. Listen, MC, thank you very much for asking me on, and big congratulations on the 8K.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sensible.
I'm sorry I can't stay
We'll be
longer.
in touch. Thank you.
See you, Mr.
Yeah,
Sensible.
please do. Please do. All right, take care, everyone. Bye now.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
So here we are. So we have across here, there are 327 volts. There we are. The output is 11.9, almost 12 volts. So that is why you have these at least 400 volt capacitors in all your typical kit, from light bulbs to here's one here I found to get out of our kitchen lights. It's one of those little plug-in lights going into your sort of in-ceiling mounts. And there's a capacitor here. It is, can't see it. Can you see that there? It is, maybe not, 400 volts. Mark, they're everywhere. They're in your lights, they're in your power supplies, in your home amplifiers, they're in your computers, absolutely everywhere. They are standard components, despite what you might say about them, and they're absolutely fine. The next thing Mark said is that there's a little thing on one circuit board he found called a supercapacitor. Now, I haven't got one of those to hand, but a supercapacitor is basically a little rechargeable battery. And all that's doing is it's acting as a bit of a battery backup. So if their device loses power, then the memory isn't erased. And it has a bit of backup for maybe 24 hours or maybe 2 days or so, just to keep the memory alive, so that when the power goes out, they don't lose all the settings. It comes on again and it just starts working. So they're pretty standard devices. These are standard antennas here, pretty normal stuff. Mark thinks these are some kind of special dielectric lens that should focus beams of energy towards people and zap them over 2 kilometers. As MC Tunes explained, it is not. It's pretty standard stuff. It's everywhere. I'm going to unplug this before I touch it.
I think one thing that I find quite comical about Mark's views on capacitors is, well, capacitors have a lower energy density than pretty much most standard batteries. So if you took the biggest capacitor that Mark encountered in his teardowns, and well, how much energy is that thing likely to store? I mean, my guess was the capacitor he pointed to in his street lamp video, it would store a few joules of energy. So were the entire quantity of energy stored in that thing at peak capacity channeled into his little finger, at most it might be a tiny spark. You would experience absolutely zero warming effect. The promise of being vaporized, I'm afraid we do not have that technology yet, but I promise you I'm working on it, because if somebody's, I want to be the guy who figures out how to vaporize human beings from lampposts. It sounds fascinating.
Work the energy out in the capacitor, though.
Well, the power in the one he had on his channel, oh, it's been deleted. Oh, poor Mark. Was enough energy to heat this tic tac, if it was made of water, by 0.5 degrees centigrade. That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And he waves around this circuit board and he says, "This is a pretty serious bit of kit, folks. Can you see all this?" Oh.
Sorry, I was muted. He talks about how thick the circuit board is, but it's no thicker. I mean, all these circuit boards, they're all the same. They're not thick.
Ah, yes, a very scientific way of working out how dangerous something is, how thick it is.
Yes.
Well, if it was a baseball bat, then that would possibly make sense.
Well, if thickness was a sign of danger, then Mark Steele is very dangerous.
This is very true.
And what is about his relays? He has this little relay. It's a 3 kilowatt relay. This one, what I found, you have one there, Mr. Toon. This is a 2 kilowatt relay. This one here, this is a bit bigger, but you find this relay on this bit of kit, which is 3 kilowatts. Look at that, guys. It's a weapon. It's astonishing.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't even looked at this one yet. This has, I ordered this from England. They shipped it all the way here across the pond so that I could have the same one, the same antenna.
Yes, you have to be careful when you take it to bits, because it's got that conformal coating on. And so when I pulled mine apart, it ripped the connectors off. So just be a bit careful.
But does it have the dielectric bubble lens at the end? That's the important thing.
Yeah, it does.
You can tell. You can tell they dip the entire thing. The entire circuit board gets dipped because
Yours is halfway down though. Mark's was at the end though.
Oh no, there's two. I've got multiple ones. Mine's a special one. Like, there's a bit there, like you see.
Oh, so let me get this right. You've got two lenses, so you could do beamforming with that.
And there's one there at the end, the special drip bit, and it even tells you. I think if you can see it. No, yeah. You might not be able to see that, but it says 868 megahertz.
Yeah, that almost sounds like one of the license-free bands for controlling stuff.
It's amazing.
You know, you were saying, Lee, about relays and how you've got these big relays and so forth. And a relay is just a switch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can see here. Yeah. So inside.
I mean, I know you don't get them very much in the United States, but in the UK, don't we have like 3 kilowatt switches on like every main socket?
Steele wouldn't. The thing is, Steele doesn't understand any of that. He's,
Well, imagine if what he said was true, and that there really were weapons placed atop every lamppost in Gateshead. That the Ministry of Defence is leaving a powerful superweapon, a component of a vastly deadly kill grid, literally on every street corner. Now, if that were the case, I think some gangsters would have picked up on that by now and realized they don't need handguns or machetes anymore. You could simply hack into the streetlights or steal the module, or you just need a ladder. You could climb up and collect those circuits. You could wire up your enemy's house and fry them to death, and no one would know.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. But the other thing I find amazing about this whole conspiracy is back in the old days, like the 1930s and 40s, they just sent out soldiers to get rid of the people they didn't like. So, why would you do this surreptitiously like this? I mean, that's costing a lot of money too.
Why would you do it in Gateshead?
Well, I know why you do it in Gateshead. I definitely, yes. I think if you had to launch a population decimating action, you'd probably want to do it somewhere where
nobody's going to care.
I wasn't gonna say it that explicitly, but yes.
I mean, I'm not going to
so
disparage the people of Gateshead, but they are known for the transporter bridge and bits like that. And come on, help me out here, guys.
Well, no, the sort of the version of this conspiracy I've heard most often is that, according to the group of Rome, which is some shadowy cartel of big thinkers, they've determined that the world's population has to be more than halved in order that we may sustainably live on this planet, and that the human race will not overrun the world. So these boffins and technocrats have taken it upon themselves to build a machine of awesome destruction, the kill grid. Its job is to wipe out half of the world, kind of like Thanos in that Marvel movie, which I did not watch.
Definitely Thanos is what they're doing.
And at some point, and the beauty of this conspiracy is that almost everybody involved with it has absolutely no idea what they're doing. From the man who climbs up that lamppost to fit the circuit, to the council people who order those circuits. Nobody knows what it is except for the shadowy cabal at Control Center, who presumably have a big red button that, when pressed, will activate the kill grid, and, like Thanos snapping his finger, will result in half. And I asked Mark what it would be like when what would happen when the kill grid is activated. He gave different answers on different days. So the answer he gave in April of this year was, "Oh, it would bloody gas you, man," implying that he believed that the proximity of these antennas to oxygen would cause the oxygen to be excited in some very exciting way that would render it unbreathable. Later on, he changed the story and said that when the beamformer was targeted at you and it was running at full power, it would vaporize you. And I think that is definitely more Thanos. So the only thing I can conclude is that between April and the present day, he did watch Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's probably what's informing these fever dreams.
Well, that would explain why Elon Musk is after the Infinity Stones.
Elon Musk? You mean Iron Man?
Yeah.
Same guy, isn't it?
That's awesome. Let's see. I better. I don't want to get too far behind. I got a couple more super chats here, and then I'm gonna read the next group of 11. Let's see. Schrodinger's cat again says, I guess for Nathan Thompson, it was sad day when his group was deleted.
Saturday.
Very nice. PhD Tony for 20 Australian. Thank you very much. PhD Tony says, congratulations, MC. Imagine how many subs you'd have if you unleashed Angry Toon. I never get angry. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I've never seen Angry Toon before.
You wouldn't like me if I were angry. Alyssum for 5 Australian says, Angry Toon needs more screen time. He says what we all are thinking. Again, who's this Angry Toon? I don't know. Cretan Bull for 2 Canadians says, congrats on 8K. You're already brushing up on 9K. Yeah, I'm closer to 9 than 8 currently. So thank you for that. Truth Nerds for...
So is this special tomorrow?
No, at 13. At 13. I'm doing a Fibonacci sequence. So it's 5. I did it at 5. Now it's 8 and then 13. Look up, Google Fibonacci sequence. Truth Nerds for 8 Euro says, this is scary technology. What can drunk people lean on if not lampposts? It's a good point. And then Morton Nielsen for 25 Donkey Kong dollars says, congratulations on the 8,000. Thank you very much, Morton. And then another group. I'm going to just thank you very much to a Cretan Bull. I just mentioned you. Cretan Bull, Dave Kirscher, who both is a channel member and a patron. Both Dora Nku, Edenai Ryan. I hope I got your first name right. Let's see, Elizabeth Schneider, Yoonhee G. Sounds Korean. Could be wrong. Sorry if I got the wrong country there for you. Flat Earth Math. Oh, I love him. If you're not, he's not a flat earther. He applies math to flat Earth and it never works. Great guy there. Gary Donnelly and Gary Churgwin or Shergwin. Shergwin is in parentheses. So thank you very much to those people. And we got a couple more. We've got second best bot for £2 says 8,000 rubbish. You deserve 80,000. Thank you very much. I cannot disagree. Yeah. And then Punchy for 5 Canadian dollars says, read this in my voice. Canadian accent and all. Congrats, MC Toon. Oh, okay. Hold on. Read this in my voice. Canadian accent and all. Congrats, MC Toon. How's that for his... Now I can't talk. Okay.
Can I make a point about lampposts?
Yes.
Wes Wally did a video which I contributed to last week. And in it, Jorgen Maunder, who was another one of the collaborators, made an excellent point. He said that flat earthers, and I presume 5Gs, use lampposts the same way a drunk does, for support, not for illumination. And I thought it was a really great point.
Although I thought the implication of that quote was that, do drunks piss on lampposts? Wait, is it support or urination that's a quote?
That's dogs, I think.
Sorry, I left out a bit. They use the scientific method like a lamppost. They use it for support, not for illumination.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Well, in New Zealand and Australia, drunk people use lampposts to stop themselves from falling off the earth, so, you know.
Yeah, the edge is so close.
Well, that and they're upside down.
Yeah.
As you can see right there.
So are you saying they have to hold on to the lamppost to stop dropping off?
Yep.
Yeah, right along the edge, there's a whole lot of lampposts just so that you can hold on to something.
You could go bungee jumping off and that, because I know Australians are into bungee jumping. That'd be an amazing bungee jump.
Oh yeah. But of course, with the center of gravity at the North Pole, when we're out at the edge, we're out perpendicular to the ground, of course.
You could swing back and forth like a giant pendulum, I suppose.
Yeah, a bit like that. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, speaking of not flat earthers don't urinate on lampposts. They do it in a glass so that they can save it for later. Yeah.
Well, some do. Who was that guy who made a deposit in a plastic bag?
Oh, that was Joel. Joel Taylor.
Joel. Yeah.
My first
Joel from Manchester.
My first 5G debate. He was such a genius.
Yeah, he was
the milliwaves.
By the way, speaking of 5G, I do have to thank everybody on this panel because you gave me a brilliant idea to make a video on, and it's going to be a video on 6G.
Yeah, look out. Some people are talking about 10G already.
Yeah.
And I've actually got evidence to back up my claim here, so it's going to be interesting.
So now, if you don't know, this is a old guard and new guard of the OSI here that you're seeing right now. Old guard OSI would be Planer Walk there, who was the one that was found out with the original OSI leak, where he had had surreptitiously left his computer on the wrong screen when he went to the bathroom during a live stream, and it had the fake OSI information on it. The flat earthers, some of them just ate it up, and they were so mad when we did the big reveal, and then we just revived it, and we have some new, or maybe not new. I won't reveal who may or may not be in the new OSI, but they may be on the screen here. And
what is OSI?
The Operation of Strategic Influence, the fake government organization that we invented.
Michael, everybody knows that the OSI was shut down in 2002. And anybody who says otherwise, anybody who suggests, either by hint or allegation or subterfuge, that the OSI still exists, is a plain liar.
Like Tripster.
So who's paying me my money then? I was promised money for this.
Well, I'm officially denying the OSI exists.
Yes, never believe anything till it's been officially denied.
They wouldn't deny it if it was fake, right?
It's all a plot to make us paranoid, I tell you.
Maybe.
So, all right, let's see here. We've got let's move on to. We've got now. We did a show and tell from Lee, but we do have a little show and tell from Chris here. Chris, do you want to maybe cover a little bit of what you were going to talk about?
I've been having kind of a lot of fun today. I mean, you've got most of the videos and the pictures and so forth, so
I'll prep them. I'll prep. You're going to have to introduce it because I got to prep them here.
Yeah. So today, I didn't go to work because I have better things to do rather than work for the OSI during the day. We sort of toddled off to a sports hall, and I got a COVID vaccine. And as far as I know, there was no chip in it.
It's going to be a shot scratch Q&A.
So
I don't know what Toon's up to there.
Well, but I am popping in the pictures that you sent earlier.
Yeah, but
there's a chip here.
There
That's pretty big.
I don't think that would fit in the needle. I'm fairly certain it would be too big.
I mean, I know yesterday I had a potato chip put in me.
That's a crisp, right? That's what you people call crisps, isn't it?
Sometimes.
You people.
Fair enough.
What do you mean, you people? You're from England.
Like these.
Crisps.
All right, hold on a second.
Potato chips are just like really sort of like small potato wedges.
Ooh.
So no. So Yeah, we've got an. Toon's got stuff. There we go. This
All
is
right.
really embarrassing.
So here is Chris's video in the parking lot, as we say in America.
Okay, this is the first time I've done anything like this, so you'll have to excuse me. You'll see from the wagon there, it's a university car park. I'm actually at the Edge in Leeds. You're wondering why I'm all masked up. The reason is quite simple. I'm here for the COVID vaccine trial, and for those of you watching at work, wondering what this is, I'm also filming this for my scout troop who are interested. So we're going to go in, we're going to go and see what they want to do. They're going to probe me and weigh me and measure me and stick me full of vaccine or placebo, who knows. So we'll be going in there, and hopefully I'll be able to film some video inside. If not, I'll give you a report when I get out. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, so here is, let's see, you got a couple still pictures here. You got that one. We got this of you getting something
I'd just like
there.
to point out that I did actually find the Edge, and there's a door I'm not allowed to go out of because it's a very long way down.
Oh, yeah, yep. Did you cut a whiz over the edge? Because that's what I would do.
I didn't actually go for a whiz when I was there. I couldn't find the lavatory, so I had to hold it and sort of like waddle out at the end.
All right. So is this the actual vaccine here? That?
No, that's my blood.
Oh,
that one.
Okay. There you go.
It's green.
It's not. It's not green. Shut up! It's not green.
There is. You're sniffing something.
Yeah. That is apparently my blood. It is meant to be red.
There you go.
This is me doing a line of coke the wrong way. Now that's me looking very wet, and there's me thinking, I hope this thing doesn't break off in my nose because it'd be really embarrassing if it did.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah. No, they do a vaccine a test to see if you've actually got the COVID when you're there, and the guy says you have to swab it around your tonsils for 10 seconds, which trust me is difficult, and then you get to stick it up your nose. And he does say don't do it the other way around because it's really unpleasant.
You had to push the swab against your tonsils?
For 10 seconds, yes. And then you have to take the same swab and stick it up your nostrils.
I would.
Michael, have you never done one of these before? I've done about 4 now.
No.
Is this not a thing in America?
They were meant to give me the test kits to take home, but they've run out, unfortunately. I was hoping to be able to show you a test kit.
So what if you had your tonsils removed?
Well, presumably you've got the COVIDs then or something. I don't know.
Oh. No, I have...
It's nasty.
I have not taken the test at all. I've not gotten sick. The last time I was sick was in February. I might have gotten it in February, but nobody was testing back then, and everybody thought, well, it's not here yet. But it was. So...
The nurse did say, though, that when you do it, it says, I'm going to demonstrate with the thermometer they give me, because I have to do a symptoms diary in case I might catch it. You don't stick it up your nose, because then it goes somewhere you don't want it to. You push it straight back.
Oh.
So if I go cyprocolon like that, so you push it straight back, and you want to go about that far in, that distance there. And she says, and if you know where you're going for, you're aiming straight for your pineal gland, but don't actually hit the pineal gland because that's really bad for you because your brain.
Don't tell the nurse that because, hello, this is number one son.
I want one of them who delivers things like that as well. I want a scout that does that for me on demand.
That's pretty nice. Man, I would not want to stick that up my nose.
Yeah, it wasn't pleasant. And I've had practice before.
Now, I've seen them talk about that, and they obviously don't know what this means, but they say that the swab goes to the blood-brain barrier without understanding that the blood-brain barrier is not an actual physical location.
Well, technically it is.
It is. Well,
yeah. Your brain's got 3 coverings, and I have to get this right now, otherwise all the anatomists are going to shout at me. There's the dura mater, there's the pia, and there's another one, and I can't remember the name of it. And that's effectively where the barrier is. But if you're going through the back of the nose, you hit the back of the soft palate, and then you've got the skull. And there's a little pouch in that part of the skull, and that's where the pineal gland and the pituitary gland sit. Not in the same one, they're kind of next to each other. So if you ever have like pituitary disorders and so forth, they don't go through your head because you've got your entire brain in the way. They actually go through the back of the throat to do it. So if you've got pituitary tumors or something like that. but you do push up very close to where the base of the skull is, and it's about as close to the brain as you can get by going in through the nose, as it were. So I can see they say it's the blood-brain barrier, but you've got like 3 layers of the meninges around your brain there, and you've got the skull there, and you've got the soft palate there, and you've got all the stuff on top of that. So it's not really the blood-brain barrier.
I thought it was the between the blood and the brain that the only certain things can pass that membrane.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It's very good at stopping drugs getting over there. Drug delivery over the blood-brain barrier is very hard to do. So this is why things like certain brain tumors are very hard to sort of deal with by chemotherapy, because you can't get chemotherapy drugs into the brain.
Yeah.
And this is why they use camera knife surgery and things like this.
That pineal gland, that is what a lot of these 5G people say, that 5G and 60 gigahertz and all this stuff is going to calcify your pineal gland, and apparently that's the base of spirituality, and they're trying to make us all into zombies.
But everyone's pineal
it's
gland,
quite deep inside, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a pretty long way in. It's like at the base of the brain, at the base of the skull, in the middle. So it's a lot of head round it.
It's got to go through all your brain tissue and your skin tissue and subdermal stuff. How's it going to get there?
You got to remember, it's 5G. It's very, very selective, and it can target exactly what you want.
It basically can do whatever they want. Yeah, they'll just invent what it does, and that's what it does.
Beam-forming antenna.
Ooh.
Yeah, why would you need 5G to turn us into zombies? I thought mobile phones did that.
I thought TV and sort of like sex and drugs and rock and roll did that. At least that's what my parents used to tell me.
And what a way to go, eh?
Did it work?
This is a proper beam-forming. This is a 5.8 gigs beam-forming antenna.
Is that actually beamforming?
It is, yes. It's each of the elements here are driven individually.
Okay.
It's like a Christmas decoration.
It does. It's very pretty, yeah. What I might do is that it's gold-plated. I'm going to scrape the gold off and sell it.
Yeah, but it's much more fun to take the gold off with hydrogen cyanide.
Oh, I just use hydrochloric acid and bubble air through it.
Mercury.
Yeah. Oh, not mercury. Don't use mercury.
You got to get it out of the mercury afterwards. It's a right nightmare.
Oh, that's a problem. Oh, all right. Well, let's go back. We've got the video, the actual video of you getting the shot. Here we go.
Okay. Right. Now, she did actually let me look in the because I was talking about 5G and I was talking about Chimeras, and they were going, ugh. She did actually make me look in there, and there are no chips in there at all.
Entirely too small to have any sort of a communication chip.
Well, yeah. Chris, there may not be a chip in there, but remember the other danger that Mark warned you of, which is that it may contain pig RNA. The consequence of taking that is that you will become a chimera.
Oh, but how's he say
half
it?
Man, chimera. Chimera. Yeah, you will become a chimera, half man, half pig, and therefore no longer one of God's citizens. And therefore,
it's already worked on Mark then.
Yeah, well, you see, there's one thing about this is, and Mark doesn't realise just how much bacon and ham I have in my fridge at the moment.
You're saying you're
a cannibal,
chimera.
Officially a cannibal.
I'm saying I'm not a chimera. I'm more pig than I am human at the moment.
Could you just check quick to see if your feet have converted into pig's feet or any sort of hooves? Just in case. I mean, it's not been a long time, a few hours only, but. No, okay. Any?
I've got Star Wars slippers.
Oh nope. Oh, it doesn't. Yep.
What about my general shape? It's a bit like a pig.
That could
I've
be.
I've not trimmed my toenails. I can't show you that. There's no way that I can show you that on TV.
Thank you for that. Could you check? Do you have wings coming out the back yet? Oh my goodness.
Very nice.
I think we've established that Chris is not yet a chimera. And when I last spoke with Mark, he did not tell me how quickly this sort of chimeric transformation takes.
Oh, we should get the timeline that he must know.
I mean, isn't that always the case with these conspiracists, which is that as soon as you pump them for specifics, they get very, very bashful, don't they? So it's all very well.
when it doesn't happen, they say,
turn into
because we found it out, they cancelled it.
Yeah, always.
But the whole chimera thing, so the argument was, I believe, that they want to put this weird DNA into you, so then you're not human, and then they can kill you all and not get in trouble for it because they're not killing humans anymore.
It's because you're owned and your property or something as well, isn't it?
Well,
because,
no, but it was a bit spookier than that. It was because, as a human, you are subject to God's law, and therefore to kill you is murder. If you become a pig, well, you're just chattel. You're
no,
an
if
animal.
we call a pig, we're not cattle, we're swine.
Well, swine, yes.
So, MC Toon, when you started your channel, did you ever envision that when you got to 8,000 subs, you'd be talking about turning people into pigs as a celebration?
No, I did not. Now,
the world's a wonderful place, isn't it?
It is. It was just 2 years ago that I started. Now, here's a question. Now, if I have a pig tattoo on my arm, does that count then? Then they can kill me and not get in trouble?
Well, I mean, obviously you've sinned by besmirching your body in that way.
Besmirch.
Is that
Yahweh
kosher?
is displeased.
Yeah. What was the question there? Hugh, what was your question?
Is that tattoo kosher?
That tattoo's, in fact, that pig. Let me just get it up here again. The name of this pig is kosher. That's the pig's name.
So a pig is kosher then.
You know, Mike, I never quite figured you for a tattoo kind of guy. I thought...
No,
I kind of thought you were a bit sort of too square for that. But
really, look at that face. He's a hard rocker.
I had a full-on mullet back in the day.
Did you have a license for it?
A license? You don't need to license a mullet.
And wouldn't a mullet smell after a while?
Do you happen to own a Harley Davidson motorcycle?
I do not. I'm not a motorcycler. I do love heavy metal and punk. I've been to many concerts. In fact, today I saw on Facebook somewhere somebody was saying that Dave Mustaine, one of my favorite artists, said Dave Mustaine is a flat earther. I'm like, no, that's not true.
Some of the super chat says, "Do we get a tattoo reveal every 8,000 subs?" Like, you're brave. You don't know where the other ones are.
Love it.
Would you be willing to get another tattoo by the next landmark, which we have agreed was 13,000?
13. Would I get another tattoo just for 13?
If getting you a tattoo would get you
a flat Earth tattoo.
Oh, that'd be interesting. I mean, I could get Will Smith's kid on my thigh. Jaden Smith, right? But that's been done.
That sounds a bit, the police will be involved if you get him on your thigh.
I think he's 18 now. But no, that was, if you've seen Impractical Jokers.
That's okay, man.
As a punishment, one of the Impractical Jokers had to get a tattoo, and they didn't tell him what it was going to be. And it was Will Smith's son on his thigh. So, yeah. Oh, you're talking about pictures of me with a mullet. I did. So over here in the closet here, we got a bunch of stuff, and there's a stack of old pictures. Today I went through the old pictures looking to see if I could find a picture of me with mullet. I did not find it. So. Rust in peace.
OSI have deleted that evidence.
No, I believe it still exists. I just need to find it.
Is I've got a tiny little thing where the chip went in. I mean, the vaccine, honestly. I've got no tattoos.
Oh.
But no, it's just a tiny little sore red spot with a gigantic chip underneath. I can feel the bits growing out into me.
Wouldn't it be amazing though if you?
I'm going to try and scan you with my my WiMAX scanner.
Go for it. Go for it.
Batteries.
I can feel the 5G penetrating my body.
That's another beautifully
it's
wonderful
I don't have
conspiracy,
5G
isn't it?
signal at home. I've got no 5G signal here. It won't work.
The notion that we might have one day chips injected into us, it's a sort of beautifully wonderful fantasy based on a complete misunderstanding of chips, which, I mean, You know, I can understand.
I do have a chip injected into something. Hang on a second.
Go on. Well, while he's
also quite old. It's
tripping
like 80s stuff, isn't it? 90s sort of.
Have to be really quick.
Conspiracy
I'm not going to stay around for very long. We do have a chip in this little beastie.
So it's quite a big thing though. It's it's encased in glass, and it's got an antenna, and it's designed to sort of activate when a particular frequency is broadcast at it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you shine a phone at it. Look, I'll do this now. Live experiment. Are you ready?
So big.
No. Yeah, obviously it works.
So it's basically it's an RFID, isn't it? The chip in your
in the cat.
And that way you can tell it's your cat when all the other cats sneak into the house.
Well,
Only
actually,
one of
no.
them will
She
have
can
that.
identify us as, you know, we are actually her sort of tin opener slaves.
Does that work with your phone?
We don't own the cat. She owns us.
So does that work with your
Yes,
phone?
dogs have masters.
You scan it with your phone.
Sorry, Lee?
Does that work with your phone? Can you scan it with your phone?
If she stays still long enough, yes.
That's pretty cool.
And I was going to say,
I've got
dogs have
near field
masters,
on
cats have staff.
Cats do have staff, yeah.
I've got some here somewhere.
Hey.
This is Raccoon.
Oh,
Hello, Raccoon.
And this is Nutmeg here. Little Nutmeg.
Beautiful
is,
plumage.
Yep, the Norwegian blue.
I didn't think raccoons had feathers.
This is not a
they
raccoon,
call
and
you
it
the
does not
cats.
have feathers.
They look just like Jade. You'll be really scared of them. We've got a new cat that's come. And Jade is about 1 and a bit kilos and is 16 years old. And Marmalade is about 6 kilos and is only 7 years old and is scared witless of Jade. So we've got the big tough cat here that's too scared to walk past the little scrawny cat that's fast asleep, which is a never-ending source of amusement for us.
These are RFID stickers.
Ooh.
So you look inside, you've got a little antenna and look.
Ooh, I can think of lots of
Chip
uses for
inside
them with the
somewhere.
Scouts.
Yeah, I've got loads of them. So
We have to give me a link where I can get some of them from. They're quite good.
You could inject each scout with one of those, couldn't you?
There you go.
I was going to stick them on cookies and let them eat them.
Yeah,
Just put them on their foreheads.
So we had
you use a marker pen for that. It's easier.
We had Safety K asked if he could come in, and then we're gonna have End of the Jord said after Safety K. But I should pop. I got a couple more super chats. I'm gonna read here quick. Let's see. Sven Argrimson said, "Let's have a sensible rap. Go. You know there are limits on freedom of speech. You do not want to hear me rap, but." I like big butts and I cannot lie. How about that? And yeah, Bitwise for $5 said, "Do we get a tattoo reveal every 8,000 subs?" And I think I might need more to get a tattoo just for that. I might need a little more, but I don't know. I've had this one for at least 15 years. Just one. That's it. I didn't even get it touched up. It was just it was perfect. So.
I just realised something.
Yes.
I've got the perfect proof as to why there is not a flat Earth.
Oh.
And we've all got the mechanism for it. We've all got a cat.
If
the Earth was flat, there'd be nothing left on it because the cats would have pushed everything off the edge by now.
I've actually got corgis.
Yeah, well, they're annoying as well, so they'd probably push shit off the edge as well.
All right, let me read another section also of patrons and members. Appreciate so much what they do. It makes everything I do just worth it, and makes it possible for me to do. I'll talk about later the camera. So, Glober Mom, Graham Price, Ilya Moon, Jeff Roberts, John Stock, Jolene, Just Laughing, Justin Neal, Mark Beiser, Marco Hervojic, and Matt Duckworth. Thank you very much. If you're familiar with Matt Duckworth, he's a friend from Facebook. He was working. He has a rocket group that like they're building rockets to go up real high, and he had a fire in his garage while he's working on it, or his shed, and things exploded and his hands got demolished. he's had some surgeries already to do that. So if you know him, send a little message to him or whatever. But he's in a bad spot right now. So Hugh Jar says, "Say, I love Hugh Jars and I cannot lie." There you go. That's lovely. So let's see. Safety K. Oh, he's switching to his PC. So he was going to pop in and say something. So now, do you guys in England there and Australia and New Zealand, do you have this time of year all of the pumpkin spice flavored everything show up on the shelves?
Nope.
What?
In Starbucks, but
Nope.
nowhere else.
Just Starbucks, maybe Costa.
Everywhere. Everything pumpkin spice shows up. So I have here, I picked it up just this weekend. I saw it, I'm like, hey, that seems really, I don't know if it's yummy or not, but pumpkin spice Twinkies. Now,
Oh my God.
I watch UHF,
I'm sorry,
the
that's
movie.
just so American.
I love Weird Al. And my friend and I, we watch UHF, the movie, every year in the fall. And he's in Singapore and just went back, so he was in quarantine. So I got these, because what we do is we watch the movie and eat a Twinkie Wiener sandwich. I don't know if this would be as yummy as a Twinkie Wiener sandwich bun as the normal one. So I don't know if we're going to go with that. But I happen to have one right here, ready to go.
Two good things in the US, Twinkies and Budweiser.
Budweiser.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love Weird Al as well because he did a song about me.
He did?
Yeah. I'm fat.
Oh, yeah.
You know it. I know.
And
Very
arguably, Spinal Tap did a song about you as well.
What's that?
That would be Big Bottom.
Big Bottom.
Yeah.
Big Bottom Girl.
No, that's Queen. Spinal Tap did.
Fat Bottom Girls.
It was Big Bottom. Talk about mud flaps. My girl's got 'em. That's.
Wait, we're talking about strange foods, though. I've got one that I'm now going to repulse about half of the world.
Wait, what's that?
Marmite.
Do you not have this product in America?
I have.
You see, I do like this stuff to the extent that I am that bad.
The
poor man's Vegemite
does that.
I would just eat it.
Marmite is the best
delicious.
version of Vegemite.
Now, all the Australians are going to be running down and say, "Hey, we've got a Vegemite," and it's like, don't care. This stuff is amazing. And my other half is sat over there, dipping and being repulsed utterly because I've dared to get the Marmite out.
Right. Okay.
I have a story about that. But there's a lady who used to work near me, and she's Australian, and she was in the kitchen one day, and she was having some bovril on some toast. And I said, "Oh, bovril! I love bovril. Good stuff." She says, "Oh,
wait,
I'm
what are you
so
saying?
happy I found it." Bovril is liquidized cow in a pot. You spread on stuff.
Yeah, it's a spread
jam.
made from beef stock and yeast extract.
It's really nice. But this girl,
hello,
she
by the
said
way.
she's so happy she found it. Hello.
Hey.
Because she's vegetarian, and she couldn't find Vegemite anywhere in the UK, but she found Bovril. And that's the same. I had to
No,
say
it's not.
that
No, it's
she
not.
meant Marmite.
Just so you know,
And
this
she
is
was a
not
bit
piss.
upset.
I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking piss, by the way, too. Just so you know.
I am.
Now, Vegemite's made from beer, not from cows.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marmite's basically made from all the scrapings at the bottom of a beer keg that they couldn't sell, and then they found out that people will eat it.
It's a spectacularly expensive product for basically the refuse from the brewing industry.
Think about it now, though. You can't get it because of all the lockdown and the fact that beers can't actually be made and so forth. There's a national worldwide shortage of Marmite. It's a real problem.
Oh,
and that, Marmite is made in my hometown as well. It's okay. If we are on the subject of spreads, do you get this one here? Can you all see what I'm carrying here?
Yeah.
Is that Biscoff?
This stuff it blows my mind. It's like
liquidized biscuit.
You're buying jars of basically cookie dough. It's
I wouldn't
so
say
damn
it's cookie
tasty.
dough.
That sounds very American.
Better than cookie dough. It's
Yeah,
like it's manna from heaven.
I just want to go.
People eat cookie dough here just by the tube.
Nothing fun here to show. Oh, I do.
I just want to go back a little bit because I was reminded of a shortage of Marmite in New Zealand a few years back when after the Christchurch earthquakes, and we just couldn't get any Marmite. It was horrible.
Oh no, it's like the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Marmite is like toilet paper.
In New Zealand,
safety cake.
In New Zealand, do New Zealanders are you guys Marmiters or Vegemiters?
Marmiters.
Right.
Yeah.
So
New Zealanders are more English than English.
It seems that way, doesn't it? Like if the idea that you might even consider eating Vegemite it sort of borders on offensive, then you must be.
But it's strange that they're more English than English, but they don't even speak the language.
Can I ask you, electronic guys, a few questions, by the way?
Yeah, so Safety K
has a question for you.
Has joined, and he had a couple of questions for you guys. So.
Best before the whiskey takes hold.
So the first one is about capacitors, because I have 3 of these little flashes, or I had 3 of them. One of them was broken, and I tried to fix it. And when you talked about capacitors, when I tried to fix one of these, I accidentally soldered on the capacitor, and it blew up in my face and sprayed all kinds of stuff. But this is like this is a 6-volt flash, so there's not that much power in it. But how much power would it be if a 240-volt capacitor blew up? This was pretty loud.
It will have been a high voltage capacitor in there.
Is that a xenon flash or LED flash?
What?
It's a xenon. It's a Canon. I've got one. Hang on. Is that one of yours? Let me find mine.
This is a Yongnuo YN560 Mark III. It's a cheap Chinese flash that actually works as well as the expensive ones from Canon and Nikon.
Yeah, Chinese stuff's great.
Actually, they do work pretty well. I mean, this one, I can buy 3 of these at the same price of one expensive Nikon flash, and they actually work better because these have built-in radio triggers, so I can trigger them.
Yeah, cool. Yes, so that flash, it might be a 6-volt battery, but the actual the capacitor inside will be charged up to a lot more because it's a xenon flash, which needs quite a lot of voltage to power it. So it would charge up, I'm not sure how much, but probably at least a few hundred volts.
Yeah. I was going to say, I've got one here.
Right.
If I just discharge this one and listen, you might hear it.
Yeah, this one, like...
No, you can't hear
power, I have blinded myself once with this one at full power.
Yeah, no,
But the other question was actually about...
Quiet.
I actually had another question about 5G, because I saw a guy do a 5G review and talking about Samsung, and they are developing their 6G, by the way. Ooh. But apparently, if you go behind a tree, you actually lose your 5G signal.
Yes.
That's not a very good weapon. If you can just go behind a tree. I mean, bullets can go through a tree, but...
You'll find that if you've got 5G, I mean, if I've got my 5G phone and I'm walking down the street and I literally turn round, then you'll lose signal.
That doesn't sound like a very effective weapon.
Yeah. Or if you walk behind, as Lee's got with tinfoil, if you walk behind that reflective windows that you get to keep buildings cool.
Yeah,
you'll lose signal.
It's terrible. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that,
or if it rains.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that, okay, so actually water is a better weapon than 5G, apparently?
Well, yeah, you can drown in water, but you can't drown in 5G.
Yeah, 5G cannot hurt you unless the tower falls in you when they're burning it.
Yeah,
that would work.
Oh, there's one more thing. If any 5G haters watch this, because I told this to MC Toon the other day, the lens I'm using on my camera right now is radioactive, and I'm not scared of it.
I saw that.
It has thorium on it.
Speaking of radioactive, you've got some pictures of where I went to as well.
Oh, yes. Hold on a second.
Yeah. No, you got thorium lenses. They're quite good, the old ones. They make the glass clear. They give it a good refractive index.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
This is an old Pentax lens from the 1950s, I think.
Oh, the SMC series ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh. I actually took this to the physics classroom that I was teaching one day when I was preparing for a class, and I borrowed the Geiger meter because I've seen a guy called Ken Wheeler on YouTube.
Oh.
Planet Walk
Yeah.
knows about him. He has also done a test on these, and when he did that, he put the Geiger count on the back, where the radioactive elements are, and then he put it like down below the table, and he waited for like a split second to take it off. He just got one tick of background on it, and then he said, "See, it's high energy radiation." I measured for 5 minutes on the front element, and there was nothing beside background, because thorium is low-level gamma and alpha radiation, so you can block it with a piece of paper.
Yeah, you're not going to pick that up with a Geiger Muller tube.
Oh, exactly.
Not if it's inside the lens, because you need a thin window. Yeah.
It is on the back element, that's for sure, because I got some pretty high readings from the back element. But when Ken Wheeler did his video on them, he was extremely disingenuous with how he did it.
Well, you just described Ken to a T.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Actually, it's a fun story. I have told this to AP Science before, and I basically confirmed what he had thought. I actually started subscribing to him because of his camera reviews and lens reviews. And I said a single thing fairly negatively in one of his woo videos, and I was instantly blocked. And then I went to a live stream on a second account, and he said, "Oh, he hasn't blocked anybody, but he has me blocked."
The conspiracy people have to block. Because if anybody challenges their narrative, then other people will see that they're full of crap. So here is a little picture of Chris standing somewhere in front of a sign that says things. It has letters and it has a number 6 at the end.
That's not number 6 at the end.
Is that the Pripyat?
Oh, well done. That is the Pripyat town sign.
I would love to go there, actually.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. That wasn't in 1970. I'm not that old.
Then we've got this thing here, this unused Ferris wheel.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me go on that. It wasn't fair.
Yeah,
I tried to stamp my feet, and they wouldn't let me go on that.
There is apparently one of the cards that's pretty radioactive, and all of the tour guides know exactly which one it is.
Yeah. Yeah, we're told not to go and touch that car there, because that's a bad idea. And don't go into the basement there with all the clothing, because that's a really bad idea.
What is this one here?
That's me standing next to a Christmas tree.
Oh, both behind you.
Behind it, you can see the new containment system. That's that big dome thing there, which apparently was the largest movable building in the world.
Wow. So yeah, this is Chernobyl for people wondering. We haven't said that specifically.
Yeah. Inside that is Chernobyl number 4, the reactor.
And then one more there. So what is this? It's the water. It's like a dock or something.
Oh, that's Chernobyl number 5. That's the Chernobyl reactor, the one that went bang, was at the end of a chain of them. There were 4 reactors that were running, and Chernobyl 5 and 6 were being built about 400 or 500 meters away. And this is the part of Chernobyl 5 that's being built, and this is about as far as they got. And this, I'm trying to look at where I am. That, I think, was meant to be the main reactor hall that they were building there. You can see the foundations for it.
So did you tour around inside as well?
Yeah, we went into the background in there, and that's the steam turbine halls where all the steam turbines were going to go. But yeah, the water there is interesting. The water at the top is perfectly safe. The water at the bottom where all the radioactive mud is definitely not safe. But it's perfectly safe to stand there because the water acts as a radiation shield.
Which is interesting because there's a chap called Barry Trower who says that he had he diffused underwater mines which were armed with some kind of microwave device. I I'm not quite sure how that would work.
You'd need a very
Any
big
idea?
microwave. Maybe he's got a big microwave focusing beam that suddenly boils all the water into steam on the way down.
Maybe he does.
Yeah, water. Yeah, radio and microwave doesn't go through water very well at all. It's quite horrible.
No, it'll go through ice. It'll go through ice quite well because the ice can't vibrate or rotate,
yeah.
so it goes through further. But your extinction distance in water is, well, put it this way: you need a fairly big, as in physically big microwave oven to do it. But if you get something that's like, I don't know, I'm trying to remember what's the dessert that they do. What's the dessert that's cold in the middle and hot on the outside?
Baked Alaska?
That's it, something like that, yeah. If you get something large like that and you microwave it, you'll find that the inside stays cold because the microwaves can't actually penetrate. They're absorbed by the outside.
Yeah.
But if you make it out of ice, you'll find that it will actually warm everything up fairly equally because it penetrates further through ice. And I think the distance for water is something like 4 inches and ice is 210 inches or something. It's different.
So are we talking about Baked Alaska right now?
We're talking about many weird things.
Not the YouTuber Baked Alaska that you did the video on.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently Baked Alaska, he's on an RV trip right now with notorious only use me blade, and not to say too much, but he sexually assaulted a woman on a earlier RV trip. So it's not the best. It's not the best crowd he's in right now.
No, doesn't sound it.
Yeah. Not surprised though.
It's actually hilarious to watch some of their videos. There's a website called Kiwi Farms, and they document it. And apparently, these guys, they drink themselves so drunk that they urinate themselves, they defecate themselves, and they don't shower for several days. So apparently, their RV is a little bit disgusting.
That sounds lovely.
Very lovely.
There's just a couple of messages spotting the chat tune. Someone was asking, can you visit the... It's not a super chat, I'm afraid. Someone's saying, can you visit the reactor? The answer is yes, you can. You can get pretty close. You can spend time in the zone and look around. You can even eat at the workers' canteen, which is an interesting experience.
Really?
You're getting scanned for radiation before and after you visit. But yeah, you certainly can go there. I'll give Tune details of some of the tour companies. What they're like with the COVID situation at the moment, I don't know.
It's fine because the radiation killed it all.
All the COVID or all the people?
There's actually,
yes.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but there's a channel called BioNerd23. She worked at the complex for some time. She's a chemist. She actually got into some of the areas that are normally not visited by people. She got permission to go into like an underground lab where there was a lot of particulates in the air, and that's the only that was the only place where they actually had to be secure, like wearing masks and stuff, because there was a lot of radioactive dust in the air.
Yeah, we went down to see the basement of the hospital where the fireman's clothing is.
Yeah.
And yeah, the figures we recorded down there will make my partner twitch because she used to be a radiation protection officer at school.
Yeah, I've seen.
I'll read the numbers out now, and she'll just twitch at me.
There's another guy on YouTube called Myers Power. He also did that, and he also measured the radioactivity of it, and it's pretty crazy that the clothes...
Significant.
What about the clothes?
So, when the first responding firemen came to the reactor, they got basically doused in dust that was like bits of the reactor core, bits of the fuel and things like this. And they were taken back to the hospitals, and the clothing was stripped off and dumped in the basement, and it stayed there. They never took it away.
Still there today.
Yeah. Well, see, this is the silly thing. Everyone thinks Chernobyl is really dangerous, but you go outside, and the radiation level in Chernobyl at the moment is lower than where it is in Leeds, where I'm living at the moment. Because we've got a lot of granite around here, and that gives off radon gas. So a lot of the north of England has quite high, by world standards, background counts. So the count around here is about 12 microsieverts. Around Chernobyl, it's about 8, 9. So it's a little bit lower. But then you start going interesting places, like there's that Chernobyl sign where I was, the Pripyat sign, that's about 30 or 40, because they haven't cleaned up around there. There's just radioactive cesium lying on the ground, because no one's going to live there, so they're not bothered clearing it up. And it's when you start going to places like down into the cellar, instead of like being sort of like 12 or 13, it's more like 380,000. 420,000, and I'm getting some very bad looks off my other half here because she knows what those mean.
Were you wearing any protective gear or?
No, I went down stark naked, so it'd be no, just ordinary street clothes. But I didn't stay very long, and I did not breathe in at all.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
was it 5G?
I don't think that's advanced over there. I don't think we've got 5G yet.
I think
we don't have. They had it in 1970s. There's documents and tests.
According to Barry Trower and Mark Steele, they've been using 5G since the 40s.
Well, yeah. I think they've been smoking something. In fact, I think they've been smoking quite a lot.
I agree.
But the thing about it is, radiation isn't that dangerous if you know what it's about. And it's all a question of how long you're there for, as well as the actual level. Because there's people living in Chernobyl and the surrounding areas now, and they have been ever since the fire.
Yeah.
Back in 86. And yes, the levels are higher, but the levels are still lower than places like the Monanzite sands on the beaches of Brazil, or places in Cornwall or Aberdeen.
What about the Black Sands beaches in California?
I think that's more volcanic than radioactive, but I know there's some out there that have got there's one of the pitch blendors.
Thunderfoot, he went to some of those black beaches, and it's actually like thorium that's in the black sand.
Yeah, there's some of them are out there. But the thing about it is, you've got most of Chernobyl is safe, and then there's bits of it where you really do not want to go. Like there's patches, because we went there in the late November, and there's lots of snow on the ground. Apart from one patch that's got no snow at all. That's because it's about 15 degrees warmer than everywhere else. Because that's where they put the fuel rods. Just buried it there and we'll pretend it's not there.
Oh, they buried them right there.
They just buried them there. They didn't take them out of the zone. They thought, we'll dig a big pit there, we'll bury all the fuel rods, and then we'll cover it up and forget it was there. And it reminds you because the snow doesn't stay there.
Oh, that's crazy.
Wow. There's bits like that in there that you really don't want to look at. But they also have a very big radar array.
Yeah, that's
I sent you pictures, I think.
30 kilometer. It's a couple of kilometers long, that radar array.
It's not 30 kilometers long, it's about a kilometer and a bit.
What's it called?
Duga. Duga's the name. D-U-G-A.
Is that the old Woodpecker son?
It's a Woodpecker. Yeah. I've actually got... Did I not send you pictures to it or not?
You did, but I'm just pulling one up here.
All right.
It was pretty funny, the story about it, because they tried to keep it a secret, but amateur radio enthusiasts actually picked it up because it was so powerful.
Yeah,
everyone picked it up.
Well, yeah.
They did do a little thing in the 1960s, 1970s with it, which I thought was quite amusing. They decoded how it worked. And when it started transmitting, a load of radio amateurs in the States who were stationed by the missile fields transmitted it back to them. And apparently about 20 seconds later, it went to really high power mode and then turned off. And then after about half an hour, there's a very, very irate message came over the hotline saying, please don't do that again.
Is that when all the air raid sirens went off?
Yeah, but the thing is, at that point, the Russians knew that the Americans could spoof it, and it's like the military use of it diminished significantly. So,
if you can spoof it, you can jam it, and you can create false signals and all sorts of fun stuff, yeah.
Wait, so was it radio amateurs who had jammed it? And who said don't do that again? Was it the American authorities or the Russians?
It was the Russians, because the Russians thought the Americans were launching at them, but the fact that all the missiles suddenly vanished at the same time as well probably made them realise that they were having games played with them.
There you go. That's why you shouldn't be a radio amateur, because radio amateurs almost caused World War III.
Yeah.
Would you like to play a game?
Like chess.
Global thermonuclear war.
We could play Among Us.
Among Us. He missed the reference. The little kid. He's such a cute little kid.
Oh, I do know what game you're talking about. I do know that you're talking about Saw, so don't worry.
Is he even old enough to know about war games?
Yes, I'm in New Zealand.
That's a great place to live. If all goes mad, we'll get nuked. Because who's going to nuke New Zealand?
I feel like there would be people that would want to nuke us.
Well, those hobbits are going to take over the world, so yeah.
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 So let's see. I sent an invite to And the Jord said here. He'll pop in a little bit, I think. I want to mention I got the other day. I picked this up here. This is a little Lego Ron Weasley, and of course
is that a punchy clone?
Harry Potter. It's hard to see. Yeah, and then back here, right there, I've got Hagrid's house there. So little set design there.
Awesome.
I figured.
Wait, when they said, "Is that a punchy clone?" Were you referring to Ron Weasley or me? Because I can actually talk.
Yeah. You can talk, but you look like a punchy clone.
Yeah, the Jord does look a bit like punchy. So,
well, we got.
Go ahead, Hugh.
Oh, I was just going to say we've got Hith there as well.
Yes, we've got.
Yeah.
NZ Hith. Let me read another set of patrons and channel members. Thank you very much, everyone. Mike71, Morton Nielsen, NDHNANA, Nerd Angle, P Barnes, Fantarang, PhD Tony, Quitty's the Sprinkler, and Radic. There's extra little things above the letters here. Stastany. Sorry, I'm sure I got that wrong.
I'm sure you did amazing, too.
Welcome, Jord. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How's everybody else doing today?
Well, I got anti-radiation things put on my windows, so that's makes it quite dark, but stopping the radiation from getting in.
Good.
And the rest of us are contemplating nuclear war, it seems, or at least meltdowns.
I saw you guys were talking about Chernobyl, and something that I always found interesting was how little, honestly, it has affected it very greatly, but honestly, how little it's affected the wildlife and like the flora and fauna around the area, because you'd think that there'd be nothing there,
it has actually affected some of the plant life. I've seen some of the trees and some of the pine cones. They are pretty mutated, so it has affected them a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, there's significant changes like that.
Yeah, but it's just not to the degree you'd expect, and at least not to the degree. At least not to the degree which I'd expect.
Well, there was a large amount of the pine forest killed.
Most people.
Well, that's grown back.
When most people think radiation, they think mutants from all of those science fiction movies, but that's just not reality.
They think X-Men, or you do have a certain subsection which super mutants from Fallout. If anybody here gets that reference,
Yes, expectations and reality are different things.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that we're not going to get the Incredible Hulk out of Chernobyl?
Maybe.
Look, man, if Dr. Manhattan didn't happen in Chernobyl, Dr. Manhattan isn't going to happen.
One of the worst nuclear things I've ever seen in a movie was it's in a pretty bad Doom movie. They're complaining about the base that they're traveling to on one of the moons of Mars. They're complaining that it's run with a nuclear fusion reactor. And apparently they think that the writers there thought that was the same as nuclear fission. And I just had to facepalm at that because that was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
Oh, I don't think you've heard some of the stuff that Eric Dubay has said.
Nuclear fusion is perfectly safe. You can go out during the day and look into the core of an unshielded fusion reactor every day of the year.
You have a lot of hot plasma, but you don't have the same radioactive decay as you have in a normal nuclear reactor with nuclear fission.
And you guys are now getting technical, so this is the part where the Jord gets quiet.
I was reading a joke by the Mexican Bob. I'll share it with everybody. Why shouldn't you sleep with a woman from Pripyat? Because Chernobyl fall off.
Chernobyl.
Very good.
Great.
That's pretty good. That's so bad it's pretty good.
Oh, somebody wants to debate the entire channel here, the entire panel.
Is it McFlatty?
All right, I'm game. Come on, bring it on.
It's not McFlatty.
Should I?
Is it Mark Steele?
Should I go closer to my?
Should I go closer
to my radioactive lens?
Mark Steele?
It's not Mark Steele. Mark Steele has not replied to the challenge I issued on Simon Dan's channel on Sunday.
Is it
Flunchy?
Oh God, yeah.
Aussie Jesus. Hey, Planet Walk, remember the last time I was on your channel with Aussie Jesus, and it was like a 7.5 hour live stream.
Oh,
come on!
Yes.
Come on! I want this challenge. Bring it on. What is this debater challenge you to?
Well, he sent. I don't know how serious he is, but I sent him the link. He says, "I want to debate your panel. The Earth is flat."
Excellent.
Yes.
Clearly not Gary Wybinga then.
The 5G melted his brain, I think. Yes.
So,
proof positive.
It's very possible that he may be bringing some new insight to this 3,000-year-old problem, but just some random guy on YouTube is probably going to upset my worldview. So let's hear it.
Well, that's how science always advances, isn't it?
You said 3,000-year-old
problem.
It's not really been a problem. It's just kind of been.
June, if you're going to debate a flat earther, should I find my windmill photos that I showed you?
Those are good. No, I think we won't need that. I am trying to get somebody on for 8 o'clock tonight. It's almost 7 here, so.
I do have good evidence right here with the orientation of my camera. I turned the NASA CGI off.
Yep, you're upside down.
Yeah, I mean,
to say how those space gravity boots doing for you? Because you seem to be like still stuck to the ceiling.
Yeah, it works very well. I'm glad that NASA exists.
I thought
they ship to New Zealand now.
Oh, here he comes. Oh, before, just as Stephen Smith is coming in, Robert Williams for $1.99 says Spatula City. Spatula City. What better way to say I love you than with the gift of a spatula?
You know, I'd really like a new spatula. There's some pretty damn good spatulas out there right now.
Well, if
Teflon coated, wooden.
If you go to Spatula City, you can buy 9 spatulas and get the 10th for just 1 penny.
I'd be down for that. I mean,
I have to look that website.
I know it's a fictional comedic creation from many decades ago, but were it true, I'd be there because as a middle-aged man, I value kitchenware.
Howdy, howdy.
Yeah, how you doing tonight, Stephen Smith?
Wonderful day. Wonderful day.
So
I turned the camera on, but it wouldn't do any good because I'm kind of sitting in the dark anyhow.
Oh, just like
we're all in the dark, though, aren't we? You know.
On the bright side, at least I'm not sitting in the bathroom, Tim.
I can go dark.
Yep, that's happened. I have not watched yesterday's debate with Dion Smo. I'm saving that for when I drive. I think this weekend we're going to be going on a drive, so I do like to listen while driving or working around the house.
Dion did not like the mage flight, and it's sad that Mr. Sensible isn't here because apparently Rancy has been having a stream, quote unquote, debunking it.
God.
Good luck.
But I did tell him in the chat. Before he left, so he does know that Rancy has talked about it.
Oh, excellent. All right, Stephen, throw your best flat Earth evidence on the panel of 5G guys here.
Oh, we got a panel of 5G guys? Well, that's my problem. See, I upgraded my phone, and now I have 5G, and I think all those, 5G waves kind of melted my brain. All of a sudden, now I can't see a curve anywhere, even in Mr. Sensible's video. I watched that debate with Dion Smo and Fight the Flat Earth.
June, just one thing. I'm not a electronics guy. I do teach math and physics and chemistry, but I'm not really that good at electronics.
You know what? I think he's convinced me. I think he's right.
Well, that was easy. Wow.
Do you know what, guys? I'm moving over to Team Chris. What's his name?
Steven.
What's the guy? Steven. Sorry, yeah, Steven.
Wait, I'm
Steven. I'm on your side. Sorry, mate.
Steven.
All it takes is some 5G radio waves hitting you in the brain a few times. I'm telling you.
Wait, Steven, have you been? I've actually got a question. Have you been on a YouTube channel called Soot House?
No.
Okay, because you kind of look like
my entire life.
Because you kind of look like one of the people in a video that Soot House reacted to, like one of the flat earthers.
Oh Lord, no.
Steven,
look, you guys are mocking him, but I think he's raising some very cogent points here.
No, I'm actually going to ask him something because I think he seems like an expert. So, Steven, we had a guy on MC Tune's channel not too long ago explaining how when emails collide mid-air, they will create plasma. So, do you think we'll have a nuclear explosion when like MC Tune streams and another guy streams and those streams collide? Will that end the world, maybe?
Don't know about ending the world, but it might take out a place, the size of Canada or something.
Yeah.
Could we have it happen in Canada so that nobody really cares?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Okay. Oh, no, hang on. You get rid of all the poutine. No, that's fine.
Right.
Do it.
Okay, listen.
Look at Canada on a flat Earth map, and it's tiny.
We're getting some very sensible ideas now.
Right. Hey, this guy looks serious. He's got a proper beard. I mean, it's nearly as good as mine.
Yeah, anyone who has a beard is obviously intelligent, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, then I have to be stupid because I only shave like once every 1 or 2 months because my beard grows that slowly. I can't grow a beard.
You don't know the trick. You hang little weights on it to pull it out faster.
Oh. Well, the goatee's been there for a while, but the beard's only been there since the beginning of September.
I mean, there is something what you say because I got a 5G phone, and I mean that's pretty flat.
Yeah, and I'm just saying.
But if you look, there's a tiny curve right on the edge.
Oh,
see, that's the edge curve. You can't count that curve.
Yeah, that's where you cut a whiz off of that.
Yeah. Thing is, though, we did come up with scientific proof earlier on that the Earth can't be flat, and that's because there are cats and stuff on the Earth. Because cats, you know what cats are like? If the Earth was actually flat, cats would have pushed everything else off by now.
I really want to know what Mark Steele's next conspiracy theory will be. When, in about 2 years' time, when most people are using 5G phones, and miraculously these new phones work much faster than the phones they had before.
And people didn't die.
And people don't die, and suddenly they're watching movies, quicker than they ever could. Right? So
it's going to be a radiation of electric cars that kill us. Electric cars are the new thing.
So
electric self-driving.
How's he self-driving? Okay, cars. So that's. I mean, we all know they're going to be dangerous, of course. But how is he going to pivot away from 5G is going to kill us when 5G is what my kids watch their films on, and 5G is.
Well, it saved us all.
We covered it. We covered it earlier. They will figure out that we're onto them and then change plans at the last minute.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so it'll be because of their. Yeah, it will be because of their efforts that 5G is no longer hazardous.
And Mark will then 5G. Declare himself the savior of the world. That is why he has the lion roars as his YouTube thing and the little crown on it. He is. He wants to be Aslan.
It really is. It's such a sort of an abominably pretentious name to identify like a man from Gateshead, a city that unless they have a zoo and they've captured some poor, bedraggled, miserable-looking lion in their snow-benightened land. That's the only lions that are ever going to be in Gateshead. I pity those lions. And yet he identifies with Simba and Mufasa, possibly also the baddie from The Lion King. But he's not a lion. He's a man. We're all men.
Toon, can you do me a favor and pull up the screenshot I just sent to you on Discord? Because this is something I just want to talk about for like 90 seconds.
All right.
I'm going to send you a second one in a second. So that screenshot is taken from Arwen. It's actually the bottom of his about page on his channel. I'm on the stream now, so you
says,
can just...
I'll read it. I believe our flat Earth may possible, not an enclosed disk, but in fact a rectangular-shaped space that loops east to west and north to south.
Can you do me a favor and take a piece of paper and try to do that? I've just sent you a picture of what I actually think he's describing.
It's a torus.
Yeah.
Or
take a piece of paper, wrap it north-south.
Asteroids.
No. First wrap it north-south and then wrap that east to west.
Wait.
I've just sent Toon the picture of what it actually looks like.
I think you're onto something. There we go.
It's the donut Earth.
Homer will be very excited.
That's the only thing that I can actually think of. I mean, it might be a cube, but that's not wrapped around like he describes it. So he's apparently not a flat earther. He's donut earther.
No, I think he thinks it's Pac-Man. There we go. Actually, because he doesn't think there's a curve.
I actually had that conversation. I think it was on your Discord server yesterday, and that doesn't explain a rectangle that you loop north-south and east-west. The only thing it can be is like a donut, I think, because Pac-Man flat Earth doesn't explain it.
No, but he thinks there's a magic portal.
Oh,
that when you cross a certain boundary, then you magically get teleported to the other side. That's what he thinks.
Like the video game Pac-Man or Asteroids.
Yes, Pac-Man Asteroids, yep.
Emerge from the top of the screen, you reappear at the bottom of the screen. And
Mr. Light Diode Designs in the chat, he says that he would like one of those donut Earths if it vibrates. If any of you gets that reference.
Wouldn't that make your teeth buzz as you ate it, or are we thinking of something different?
I don't think it goes up
something
there.
Different with it, yeah. I'd just have it if there's frosting on it, and
but what if that donut Earth is too small?
What to eat? All donuts can be eaten.
Question for the panel: how old were you when you discovered that sprinkles do not taste good?
No, they never tasted good. I mean,
and when will this clown be back in town?
We don't call them sprinkles in the UK.
Well, we call them hundreds and thousands, and there was a bad incident once.
What do you call them?
Like chimmies or something?
We call them hundreds and thousands.
When you say sprinkles, do you mean like that stuff you get on top of like soft ice and cakes?
Yeah.
They're tiny bits of sort of coloured candy that you sprinkle liberally on birthday cakes and some forms of ice.
Actually, sometimes if I have some left over, I just eat it like candy.
You're a bad person.
Do not taste good. Oh,
I got to agree with Scythe there.
They are terrible.
Can I just say, if you feed into your pet hamster, it doesn't end well for the hamster.
I don't have any hamsters, so I'm good. The only hamster I have runs my computer, so that hamster might actually need to be...
Has anyone here had fairy bread?
Fairy bread?
Fairy bread?
Fairy bread?
Hairy bread? Like, hairy knuckles?
No, fairy bread.
I don't think I know what that is.
Is this what they eat in Hobbiton?
So essentially, you have a bit of bread, and then you put some margarine or something on it. Then you put hundreds and thousands of sprinkles on it, and then you roll it up and eat it. And that's called
margarine. Just no.
Okay,
no,
I'm sorry, but you've convinced me. I never want to use even again.
No, we
maybe
don't
some Marmite
have that
as well.
What's that?
Bread, butter, not margarine, Marmite, And then the sprinkles on top.
No, Marmite, just margarine on bread, and then you have a whole lot of sprinkles on it, and then you roll it up into a roll.
No, it needs Marmite.
Ooh, now that Chris is putting out the disgusting stuff, should I try and get a can of surströmming?
No. Send that to Irish Demon. Have him eat it.
I've eaten lutefisk before, so you know the Marmite's like nothing on lutefisk.
All right, one more group of channel members and patrons, if I can here. We got Rama, Stringer News 1, Svein Argrimson, Surf, Tom Erlings, Truth Nerds, Turquoise Laura, UTB Doug, Vishanti, William Foley, and 0132132. Thank you very much to all of you. We do need to get going. I have another stream in an hour, and I'm trying to book a flat earther. Haven't had luck yet. I want to say, now Lee just walked out, but this is the Lemurian plug. It's been shipped to me. I won't show you my address here. It's not been opened. I want to open it live on stream so nobody can say I modified it. But I want to open it up live and have Lee, Chris, and whoever else of the 5G group people there.
When you plan on opening this thing?
What even is a Lemurian plug?
It's snake oil. It's snake oil. You plug it into your outlet in your house, and it magically converts your entire house electrical system to protect you from 5G and other bad radiation stuff, I guess. And then you can unplug it because now your house is forever good. And then you set your iPhone on it or something, and it.
Okay, I want one. This sounds like a fantastic device. I need one.
Lee, this is the Lemurian plug that I got a couple months ago now.
Well, it seems very similar to the stuff that
What's that, Planer Walk? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it sounds very similar to the things that Mark Leventhal installed in my room earlier.
Ooh, Mark Leventhal from OSI. Yep,
Yep.
They're always sending goodies.
I need one of those.
So anyway, I was wondering maybe a week from today, but we'll talk. I'll get it scheduled up and.
I'm quite impressed. You haven't opened it yet.
Oh, I was itching to open it, and then
how do you know it even contains a Lemurian plug? Chances are there's something completely different in there.
Because it says right here, Lemurian plug, right on the label there. So.
It's Schrodinger's plug. It's both not and a plug at the same time.
I mean, it could be a plug belonging to some other ancient mythical civilization.
That's a wave check.
Tune, did you ever see that video I sent you about that $450 USB stick that apparently is a 5G shield?
Yeah, we talked about that on the 5G Facts Not Fiction group on Facebook, which is in the description if you want to join. It's just a USB stick with a sticker.
Yeah, this guy also checked it, but why would you? Why didn't you get that? It's only $450.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do ask these different, like EMF Shield, I asked them if they would send me a sample, but they refused. This one I bought, it was only $30. So.
Light Diode Designs UK said, according to Schrodinger, isn't there a universe where Mark is correct? Only if he is in a box. Only if he's in a box.
Can he please be in that box? No.
Do you know, though, if Mark were placed... If we were to silence Mark, someone would spring up that's even worse than him. You know, I think we should accept Mark for who he is and sort of engage with him, because every time in culture, like, you know, we wish some malign thing away, something much worse comes to replace it. Just like I remember in the 90s, I would be so frustrated that Christian fundamentalists were everywhere. Christian fundamentalists were making policy in Britain and America, right? And I wished the Christian fundamentalists away. And now we have QAnon. right? They're so much worse than the Christians. So everything. So I guarantee you that Mark will be replaced by someone so much crazier than him. Let's keep Mark on display.
So the question is, who is worse than Alex Jones that sprung out then?
Oh, Conspiracy Castle. Let me just talk about that real quick. I'm actually going to debate this guy on Modern Day Debates on November 7th. And oh my God, he's like Walmart brand Alex Jones. If anybody saw him debate Team Skeptic, if you didn't check his channel, which God bless you for not doing that, he's worse than Alex Jones in every way.
Walmart Alex Jones.
Who's
this? Pretty hilarious.
Conspiracy Castle. I actually sent Toon a video that I recorded. Would you want to?
No, I need to get going here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, but yeah, just don't check him out.
Say you have a debate after this?
So that's your recommendation, Conspiracy Castle. Great, I'm subscribed.
No. Don't.
No, I'm totally there. I think it's great. So everybody, the MC Toon podcast recommends Conspiracy Castle. That is our #1 pick. Best podcast of the week, Conspiracy Castle, the most well thought out, most perfectly considered podcast for the YouTube channel for sensible people all over the world. We guarantee 100% of MC Toon listeners will 100% enjoy Conspiracy Castle. Thank you very much.
I recommend Conspiracy Cats too. You're going to be dragged before the Black as Eyes for that piece of... The OSI Inspector General will be down on you.
No, Conspiracy Castle.
Conspiracy Castle only gets like 2 views on his videos, so if he just gets 2 from this,
if 2 of us sign up for Conspiracy Castle, he will double his twice as effective.
For just 5 cents a day, you can help build a Conspiracy Castle.
Oh dear!
I can imagine my own Conspiracy Castle.
Isn't Conspiracy Cats pretty bold though?
Different. Yes, castle, not cats. Yeah.
How
did that seemed to have gotten away from me there for a second?
What about the other CC whose wife called him an idiot?
Oh,
there's also that CC.
That's so lovely. Poor CC. So in case you guys,
he's a wonderful human being.
You other guys, CC, a flat earther, he put up a video where he's in his kitchen, and his wife's like, "Let's get going." He's like, "Oh, let me just finish this." And he's like, "This is stupid. Get out of here. Let's go." She's just berating him. That's not exactly what she said, but it was amazing.
It was something like, "Can you stop with this BS?" And then
she did call him an idiot.
Can you have? He said, "Can you give me 5 more minutes?" And she said,
"You had all morning."
No, you had all morning. Yeah, I remember.
I called him live and asked him about her and like, can I interview her? And he's like, he got mad.
He got really mad.
Speaking of the significant others of conspiracy theorists, I had the good fortune of speaking with the son of Kate Shemirani.
Oh,
and he's absolutely charming. He's a lovely guy, about as different as you could possibly imagine from his mum. So imagine growing up in a house of crazy where the first thing you learn after ABC and Basic Edition is that the Rothschilds are going to kill you from their moon base. And so he told me about growing up in a state of existential panic, that believing that from his 9th birthday, life was just going to end because the Zionist occupation government were basically going to stomp his preteen heart.
That's like that's literal child abuse. Like that's
absolutely, yeah.
Torture of a child.
And yet, Sebastian Shemirani is this sort of he's a very good-looking, well-spoken, highly educated, entirely rational person who unfortunately just has a crazy mum. So I guess there's hope for all of us. And when we were discussing what we learned from Sebastian, myself and the other guys who in this little group, which may or may not be OSI, we all sort of discussed our own mothers. Like, which of us doesn't have a slightly zany mum who, in my own case, my mum believes in Reiki and acupuncture and holistic healing and
I mean, my mum's bonkers. I mean, she thinks I'm wonderful.
Right, well, yeah, whoa,
Obviously crazy.
but
Obviously crazy.
Is this? And so I was wondering, like, what is it that makes a otherwise sane adult who presumably should have better things to do? What makes us watch the likes of Mark Steele and Kate Shemirani and the Looney Tunes and Flat Earthers and all the whole gaggle of just crazy people that we seem to engage with and obsess with, and all of us, we all have slightly zany mums. So okay, I'm just going to put that out there. Is that what made us who we are? Is that why I'm talking to a bunch of other people on a YouTube channel at 11 past midnight when I should be asleep and thinking about my important next day of work, right? Is that what broke me? Mum, all your fault.
I don't know about that, but
Kate said that was a deep fake.
Well, my mum isn't that crazy.
Okay. We'll see to that. We'll establish that with some evidence, I think.
Well, my mum appeared in one of my videos, the one where I was exposing conspiracy cats and the creaky blinder. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can tell from there that she's not that crazy.
What about your dad?
Well, Planet Walk, you have to remember, we have exposed you for having CGI legs. So, I mean...
Well, that's Simon Dan.
Yeah, I exposed Simon Dan from having CGI legs.
Yeah.
I have sent you... I have sent a picture to you, Planet Walk. I think it's like months and months ago, where I exposed your CGI robot legs, actually.
Oh.
I don't think I remember this. I'll have to...
Something we should get into. If I can reel it back in a little bit here, I do need to get going. I got a couple things to do before the next debate that I'm hoping to have. Now, I've had a couple flat earthers that quite a few that I've invited and not had a strong response from them. So I might just have another panel of stuff more themed on flat earth. So I'm going to
say, I do need to be going as well soon because we've got the adrenochrome extraction to do and the quick plan.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So
priorities, definitely priorities. So
I'm on the early shift. So I'm going to bid out now. Great, go on 8,000, 10,000 for I don't know how many you've got.
Yeah, close to 9,
almost 9,000 now.
It's great. Yeah, I've got to go and kill some Christians now. So I'll see you guys around. Okay.
I think he's kidding. He's definitely kidding. All right. Well, everybody, thank you very much for
fantastic job.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
All your subscribers, all the people, Mark Steele has definitely been affected.
But it was his idea. He put you guys in a trap.
Of course. Oh, lovely. All right. Well, anyway, thank you for 8,000, and here's to another, to our next milestone of 15,000 because we're doing the Fibonacci sequence. At least that's the plan today. And we will we'll catch you here in just under an hour if for a debate or just some derp. I have a few things lined up if we don't have any flat earthers that step up to present their super woke truths. So we'll catch you all later. Thanks.